one of the things Emily and I have been talking about today is her choice to pursue craft organization. And I think craft organization is definitely an eye candy kind of category, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, show me a crafter who doesn't want things to be beautifully organized.
Yep, and you want to show off your pieces too.
See, now I like people who craft. And I like to follow what they do, but I'm not a craft developer, so I wouldn't have thought about that part. But yeah, having somewhere to show it off. So tell me a little bit about how your crafts were organized before and why this became important to you personally.
Well, I had some of my yarn and books and stuff in my office, and then I had some in the kitchen, and then some in the bedroom, and my husband was getting felt like everything was kind of overrunning, like crafts were just everywhere. Everywhere he turned, there was another ball of yarn. So he wanted a space where we could just put it away when we're done with it, and it would all be in the same space, so I would stop running from room to room saying, I can't find this.
So it's not, and this is kind of interesting for me because like I said, I'm a craft follower, not a craft developer, which there's a big difference. But so it wasn't that you were just crafting wherever you were for convenience so much as you had to kind of travel when you were crafting, or was it convenience?
Well, if I was working at the computer and I saw somebody was making an owl hat, and I was like, oh, I want to make an owl hat. And so I would have the yarn right there in my office.
Okay.
And then if I wanted to watch a show or a movie at night after the kids went to bed and do some knitting, I'd have it in my bedroom and that. So that's kind of how they ended up traveling all over the house. But I needed just one space where I could come and do it, and I can take it to the other room if I need to.
There you go.
And then bring it back.
So it's having a designated space, then traveling with it if you want to. But in your choice here, this designated space is in a multi-purpose location.
Right. Yeah.
Because you'll find yourself crafting near your children, going to where your children are. That's
Yes.
really where you might travel.
Yes, and we have movies down here. This is where the kids play and spend most of their time. So really, it's all in the one location I would be.
So who wouldn't want that? I was sitting here thinking, I could do that really well. So tell me this then. I guess the real question is, how has it made a difference for you in terms of how you chose to set up this space? Because it's a compact space,
Right.
specific just to knitting.
Right, and I wanted that so that the boys knew kind of where their space was and where my space was. I do have a couple of toys packed in with the knitting just overflow, but I really wanted a space that they could go, okay, that's Mom's.
Okay.
And then this is ours, and that way there's less chance of them, having yarn fights and whatever. You're messing it all up.
If you have children, you have toys. You have big toys, you have little toys, you have toys that make noise that you wish that your relatives would not have given you with the batteries, and then you have toys that you love even if your kids don't love. And while we're here on the Tuttle Home Tour with Emily, we've learned a lot actually about toys from a completely different perspective that, while unique for certain families, really applies to us all. So Emily, your son Brady has autism.
Yes.
So toys in Emily's house serve a very different purpose.
Yes, we have some toys that we use just for therapy purposes, and then some toys that he can have access to all of the time.
And so when Emily was looking for a solution that could accommodate both of those, and tell me what your different priorities were about the storage for that.
Well, I wanted something. He likes to dump toys and dump his cars all over the ground.
Sounds familiar.
I don't want to clean them up every day.
Right.
And so we wanted something that he couldn't dump. And so they have these drawers that have little stoppers, so you can't pull this drawer out.
Love it.
But you can take the canvas bag out if we want to move the toys to a different room.
I love the mobility piece if you wanted to, because you never know. Or if you're going on vacation, if you needed to take something with you, those bags really make it great to be portable. But you've got space here behind where you've got shelves. Tell me why you have some things away and outside of Brady's view.
Well, in his therapy, we don't want him to get used to the same toys and then not want to play with them. Everything needs to be fresh and new each time that he plays with them. And so we have his therapy toys up kind of high so that he sees them once a week, but he doesn't, think, oh, I can play with that anytime, so it's not new to me. He is fresh and new every time he plays with it.
That is universal for any mom. You want to rotate toys, you want to pull things out and bring them back and reintroduce them. Where it goes, wow, I haven't seen that in so long. I love that. One of the things about using a system like this Easy Closet system is that natural assimilation into your decor, basically making it fit. And we've talked about why you have open shelves right now, but you've got some doors coming. Tell me about the doors.
Well, the doors are I like to have everything particular, and it looks like a toy store right now, but I know once my kids come down here after school, everything will be moved all about. And so in order for me to not be meticulously making it look like it's in a store, the doors are good because then I can just close the doors to it and not worry about what it looks like inside.
And here's that carry forward. This is a piece of decor as much as it is incredibly functional organization. So you were able to find a color that matched the design in your basement.
Right. We have you know, different wood elements down here, and the wood color just matches perfectly with everything. It looks like it was meant to be here.
And that I love. So tell me this, can you envision this space? You've had this awkward nook. It's found space. What do I do with it? You've been able to put in a solution for now. Can you see it evolving with your family over time and using the storage for a completely different purpose later on?
Yes, I imagine once my kids are gone, this is going to be all crafts.
So the crafts, year by year, she's taking over a section. We just want the Vanek kids to know that now.
Right.
So I love that. It really seems like this process was easy from start to finish. You've been able to learn a lot through the Total Home Tour and our stop here at Emily's house about how she's been able to use found space, combine two priorities with toys and crafts, meet her child's very specific needs through our design, and add a wonderful piece of home decor that will grow with her family over the years. I can't think of anything that's easier than that, and that's what I hope that you'll find when you spend time on the Easy Closet site. And Emily, we just want to thank you for welcoming us. This is a big deal, and we really appreciate you letting us be here. The process was easy, but having us in your home is something that we really appreciate you doing.
Oh no, thank you.
And thank you so much. And we hope that you've enjoyed this installment of the Total Home Tour, and we'll look forward to having you come back for our next edition.